We might be in final countdown mode for a surprise Apple event, or a couple of Apple events, happening in just a couple of days. Last year in October, Apple gave us 2 or 3 different surprise mini events, and that might be happening literally at any moment again for this year. Plus, as we look ahead into 2026, we're learning a bunch of new info about Apple's plans for the new year, including a couple iPhone surprises, new iPads, Macs, AirPods, AirTags. Let me break down Apple's 2025-2026 plans, kind of give you the roadmap for what is coming next, and I guess start first with an iPhone surprise coming very soon, and also give a big thanks to my friends at Recall for sponsoring this video. So while the fall Apple events usually dominate the rumor cycle and the news cycle and all of tech YouTube, honestly, one of the kind of slept on Apple events that is becoming more and more exciting are these springtime events. Arguably, Spring Loaded was one of the most jam-packed Apple events we've ever had, and lately it seems like in the spring with iPad updates and Mac updates, things get crazy and interesting, and 2026 is expected to be no exception, with a couple of big announcements coming early in the year, with one of the biggest potentially being the launch of the iPhone 17e, the new budget-friendly offering for the iPhone lineup that gives you a lot of the more premium iPhone 17 features, but doesn't break the bank. Well, this is still Apple, so it's expensive, but compared to the regular 17 in the Air, it's much more affordable. Now, since Apple kind of reshuffled things around last year with the introduction of the 16e, there is a good amount of confidence from the rumor mill and analysts that we will be seeing a 17e come this year. Really, the only question we don't know is how big of an upgrade is this going to be? Is Apple just going to slap in the N series chip and the C1X chip in there and a new color and call it a day? Could we be getting the new upgraded selfie camera from the 17 series? I mean, on one hand, if we can just dream for a moment and we assume that Apple throws a 120Hz ProMotion display in here, this could be a really nice phone, even just with one camera. We know Apple's not afraid to go with one camera like they are with the Air, so maybe there's something to be said with that. And especially if they throw the selfie camera in there from the 17 series and maybe the A19 in there as well, this could be a really great phone for a really good price. But again, it's going to be sort of interesting to see how much Apple's willing to give to the more budget, entry-level offering than they are to sort of keep away and keep with the exclusivity of the higher-end models. If I had to guess, obviously, given how big of a deal ProMotion is, I'm going to assume that they don't put that in the 17e, but the upgraded selfie camera, the upgraded main, Fusion camera, I think that actually has a pretty good shot of coming down to the more budget-level offering this year, or I guess I should say next year in 2026, this coming year. And look, I'm hopeful that at least half this stuff turns out to be true, hopefully some surprises before the end of the year, but to be honest with you guys, trying to keep tabs on all the different leaks and rumors and this Reddit post here and this YouTube video there and this podcast interview, it has been just overwhelming, which is why I cannot recall the last time I've been excited about a tool that has changed the way I work, and it's appropriately named Recall, and it's here to help you guys in so many amazing ways. And sort of the best way I can explain it is that Recall is bringing order to the chaos that is your digital life and helping you easily recall the things you actually care about. You can use Recall as sort of a digital encyclopedia on steroids to store your own notes and PDFs and documents and recipes and things like that, but also anything and everything else in your digital world you want to reference at a later point. Maybe it's a podcast you're listening to, or a video you're watching, or an article you're reading. You can save all those with literally a click or a tap on your phone, and then you're able to sort of use those superpowers to go back and recall things and also get expert level summaries and so much more. And I'll give you an example of this in my workflow. I have been working on a video for a while now. It's been, months, years, on sort of the rise of Tim Cook. And I have got just a bajillion different sources of info. I've got YouTube videos, I've got documents, I've got book experts, I've got podcasts. And I love that as I do my research, watch YouTube videos, I can save this information in real time and also check out a graph view and see how all of this data is interconnected. I can actually chat with the sources of info and get answers to questions or find little snippets I was looking for. And even if you're someone who just wants a nice digital vault to keep all of your data sort of organized and able to be easily recalled with a couple of simple taps or clicks, Recall is the way to go. It's almost like bringing this static digital info to life and allowing you to interact with it in ways that is just so cool and hard to explain, but it's just one of those things you've got to try for yourself. So if you want to learn more, check out Recall for yourself today. See how it works in action in your life. You can hit the link down below to learn more. And I've got a special for you guys. If you use the code APPLE25, you can get 25% off a subscription. I'll have all the details and all the download links and all that stuff right down below in the description. Check it out. Another device that has kind of gotten swept under the rug lately, but could be getting some pretty good upgrades next year, is an all-new iPad mini. And I know a long time coming has sort of been the idea, the dream, that the iPad mini could be the iPad mini Pro with an OLED display, Pro Motion, a Pro N chip inside, and it looks like, knock on wood, that's exactly what we're going to get. Because current rumors say that as soon as next year, maybe in the spring, as Apple likes to do, we'd be getting an iPad mini update with the A19 Pro chip inside, likely the N series chip and the C series chip, and then also a 120Hz ProMotion OLED display. I guess the rumor right now is they could just do OLED, but it doesn't make sense to just cap that thing at 60 Hz. I mean, ProMotion makes so much sense and could honestly make this thing one of the best iPads in the lineup. I know it's expensive. I know it doesn't make as much economical sense as a base iPad or even an iPad Air, but I know the iPad mini has a die-hard community of those, and probably many of you watching who absolutely love this thing. And if you've wanted the iPad mini to kind of become the iPad mini Pro, looks like that could actually be happening way sooner than we originally thought. Same also goes for the MacBook Pro as well. We're hearing that next year in 2026, Apple could be bringing OLED display technology to the MacBook Pro for the very first time. And there has been a lot of debate back and forth on potentially a touchscreen Mac coming to the lineup as well. The MacBook Pro would be getting touchscreen capabilities. I'm not sure who really wants this or how much, overlap there is with the iPad and iPad OS, but that is a rumor we've got right now. Though I should say before any of that even happens, we should be getting some smaller MacBook Pro updates this fall, like before the end of the year, which would include the M5 series chip in there and kind of it. Just a small silicon update to that, and then also the iPad Pro. Though I should say, Apple hasn't mentioned anything about an iPad Pro. They haven't even put out a video or a press release or anything, but the same Russian YouTuber who got access last year seemingly has yet again cracked the code to Apple and has already done an unboxing and a full sort of demo and benchmarking of an M5 series iPad Pro. And spoiler alert, the differences there aren't as big as many would maybe like to see. Smaller cosmetic upgrades, really nothing, but some better CPU, GPU performance in that new iPad. So if you want a new iPad Pro, that should be coming in just a couple of days. And the bigger upgrades, of course, likely happening next year in 2026. And to that end, like I mentioned in the intro of the video, last October, Apple kind of surprised us or delighted us, or kind of both, with a couple of different mini video events hosted by John Turnus, who, by the way, Mark Gurman over at Bloomberg, the insider who has all the sources there, basically says that this guy is being groomed as of now to, in the not too distant future, replace Tim Cook as Apple's next CEO. So you're looking at Apple's next CEO right now. But basically, there's been a lot of talk that could be happening again this fall as well, because again, we've got MacBook Pro updates, we've got some iPad Pro updates, maybe another thing thrown in there as well for AirTags version 2 or a small Apple TV update or things like that. Basically, there is enough here to warrant some kind of announcement, but probably not enough to warrant some large-scale event. So I wouldn't be surprised at all in the next couple of days if we see some different mini Apple event videos pop up that show us these new products launching before the end of the year. And for all maybe two of you who care about the Vision Pro, I've got good news on this front as well. A new M5 update to the Vision Pro headset is coming. That'll give you some new silicon inside. That's kind of the good news. Bad news, though, is that we're hearing that Apple has scrapped their plans to make a lower-cost Vision Pro headset because they see where the industry is going. You've got Meta Ray-Bans over there taking over with these smart glasses functionality. You've got other companies competing in this space as well. And Apple just sort of sees the writing on the wall that they're they're kind of falling behind with Vision Pro. With the technology being as great as it is, it's too expensive and too bulky. So we're hearing they're shelving the development of a cheaper Vision Pro to continue working on these Apple smart glasses that should be coming in the maybe next year, 2 years, 3 years. We're hearing they're still a little far away, but a M5 Matte Vision Pro update is still coming, though that's probably going to be one of the only Vision Pro updates we see in kind of the foreseeable future. And then, of course, finally, rounding out the Apple roadmap for the next year or so, folding iPhone is coming in 2026. Gonna be exciting to see what this new thing is going to look like. Hopefully it's super exciting, but we really don't know as of now. So if you're ready for a folding iPhone and ready to pay for it, that should be exciting and coming next fall. And then again, we know that Apple, according to rumors, is really looking to jump more into the home space. They want to make their own home accessories, cameras, locks. They want to make this home pad with a screen on there. So it's a HomePod, iPad mushed together, maybe called a HomePad, has some kind of articulating arm. We're hearing Apple is working on this, and it could be launching as soon as, it's supposed to be this year, but probably next year because of the botched kind of Apple Intelligence rollout. So that'll be coming, and then that's kind of what we know right now. Expect the usual watch updates, iPhone Air version 2, things like that. But in terms of the big stuff, folding phone, OLED iPads, OLED Macs, and probably some smaller stuff thrown in there as well, coming over the next few months, with the soonest announcements happening again any day now. Be on the lookout for Apple's YouTube channel for a surprise video to pop up showing us some all new iPads and Macs. All right, guys, so as always, I want to know your thoughts on the Apple news of sort of 2025, 2026. As this year winds down, we're hearing that Apple is going full steam ahead into 2026, and they've got some exciting things that hopefully will pan out if the rumors are at least hopefully correct. We'll see. Let me know your thoughts down below on this stuff. Appreciate you guys watching. Thank you as always. I'm Robert Rosenfeld, and I'll see you in the next one.